Imagine this scenario. You're watching one of your favorite LEGO YouTubers, and then they bring up a term like mock or snot, both of which you have no clue what they mean. This is LEGO terminology, and in today's video, I'm going to be explaining the most important parts of LEGO terminology, and hopefully give you a better understanding of what people mean when they say stuff like greebles or NPU. So without further ado, let's dive right into this video. For the first segment of this video, we are going to be describing the types of LEGO parts. The first thing we should do is define the dimensions of a brick. This is a 2x4 LEGO brick. First of all, it is a brick because it is 3 plates tall, a plate looking like this. The 2x4 is representative of the area contained within the brick. So this is a 2x4, meaning it'll have 2 studs on 2 sides, and 4 studs on the opposite side. This same number designation also applies to wedges. Even though you can't actually see the remaining studs on one of these wedges because they don't exist there, we still base it on a square or rectangular shape, hence why it is still a 2x4. We've now covered dimensions, bricks, and plates. Ever wonder what those things on top of a brick or a plate are called? Those are studs. And on the bottom, we have anti-studs. These are what gives the LEGO bricks the ability to connect to any other LEGO brick. Tiles are the next thing. They're like plates, except not. They're completely flat and great for detailing. Then we have slopes, pretty self-explanatory as to what those are. They're any kind of brick or semi-tile that has a slope or an incline to it. Jumper plates are the parts that put the stud half a stud off the grid. They come in a variety of shapes, but are generally like this. I'm going to cover these next 3 in the same segment because they're all pretty similar. We have brackets, hinges, and headlight bricks. Hinges are, again, self-explanatory. They're just the objects that allow for bendability in LEGO. Brackets are one of the many forms of parts that allow you to build on the side of the brick. However, they do have a 1mm difference, so it's not completely flush with the brick. And then headlight bricks are pretty much the same as brackets, but just inverted, so they have a 1mm indent into them. They're called headlight bricks because they were originally used on the LEGO cars when those were first coming out. And for the piece terms, we're going to come to the last one, the burp. This stands for Big Ugly Rock Piece. Kind of disappointing that it got its name because I do not find this ugly in any way at all. I think it's great. However, actually using smaller pieces is way nicer. Okay, now we've covered all of the LEGO piece terms. I'm gonna stop right here to ask you guys to join my Discord. It's now at 70 members and I'm very happy about that. You can join via the link in the description. Now we're gonna move on to some of the LEGO building terms. Starting with the one that you've probably heard most common, mock. Mock is an acronym for My Own Creation. This refers to any custom build that you created without instructions. The next common one that you probably hear a lot is snot. I find that kind of hilarious. Snot stands for studs not on top, which in most cases there are still studs on top. Which, it's weird. It's very weird. However, this is also like a bracket or a headlight brick, except it allows for a flush connection with the build, or the brick. This alone makes it way better than both brackets and headlight bricks. Not to throw shade on the other two, they still have their uses, but generally the snot bricks are going to be the best ones. The next one we have is sneer, which stands for studs not in a row. Going back to what I said about jumpers, this is often where this technique comes into play. Everything that you would think is in a row is actually always half a stud over to the side. It's actually a very interesting technique, which I've only used a handful of times. It still gives a pretty cool look, though. Next, we're gonna go to greebling. Greebling is a term used to refer to using completely random parts to create the effect of randomness. It's often used in big mechanical LEGO sets or mechanical looking things, such as the UCS Millennium Falcon and other spaceships. Greebling is often something that you'll want to resort to if you're just completely out of ideas for how to make a electronic looking segment look good. At least that's just the first thing that comes to mind. You go wild with whatever you'd like. I've seen it used for plants and other nature-related stuff. Similar to greebling, we have NPU, nice parts usage. It is literally just using nice parts for things people wouldn't expect. And honestly, I'm all for that. It looks great in the end. Next, we have freeform. This is a technique that is often used in a lot of landscapes. It basically involves taking some snot bricks and making them flush with the ground, allowing you to build on the side and on the top. Again, this is generally used for base construction, so like a nature scene if you want to do that. I've got a few examples here. So like we're going to go to the 4th of July video where I actually did a freeform technique. And you'll actually see me do freeform a few other times. Okay, now let's move on to LEGO group terms. What exactly do I mean by that? Imagine you're in a friend group and you all like building LEGO together. Kinda like me and Chowlug. Actually, let's start with that as an example. LUG is LEGO User Group. Any group that enjoys building with LEGO, basically. Often LUGs will get officially recognized by LEGO and will be part of their ambassador network, which allows them to get specific perks like reviewing sets early. If you ever hear the word LUGNet, it is really just the network between all of these users. Now let's go to the falls. That was kind of fun to say. We have 3 kinds of falls: A-fall, T-fall, and K-fall. A-fall is adult fan of LEGO, T-fall is teen fan of LEGO, and K-fall is kid fan of LEGO. These always refer to a specific age range of LEGO users. Kinda obvious. So, for example, I am a T-fall. A lot of people find that surprising, actually. But most of the people I hang out with are A-falls, I think. And then finally, we come to PAB. This is Pick-a-Brick, referring to that one wall where you see all LEGO bricks just chilling in the LEGO store. Before we wrap up the video, I'm gonna do a quick few honorary mentions that don't necessarily fit into this list anywhere. UCS stands for Ultimate Collector Series. 1x5. This is actually a term that is no longer in use, but it used to refer to your hot girl, except that's been removed since LEGO has now made a 1x5 plate. They didn't before. Then we have Theme, refers to a specific class of LEGO sets. Set refers to an officially sold kit. A part monkey is someone who buys LEGO sets solely for the parts and not for the actual build itself. The Rainbow Warrior is somebody who does not care what color part they're using in their mock. And finally, the plural of LEGO is not Legos. It is, in fact, just LEGO. But anyway, that's gonna be all for this episode. I hope you guys have enjoyed. If you did, like, comment, and subscribe. I hope you've learned something, and I'll see you next time.
Great. I think I got it, but just in case, tell me the whole thing again. I wasn't listening.